Good evening and welcome for this Q&A session today about the Thrustmaster challenge we're going to have during the Go Esports Festival. I'm Adrian, Marketing Director and Live Steward for World Pro Racing.
And I'm Justin Mifsud, I'm the Esports Director. I take care of the technical parts in the sim racing world from in World Pro Racing. So basically we already launched this event, but today we're going to give you more information on how this Thrustmaster GT Tournament is going to be happening. So basically everyone is invited, so obviously as long as you can fit into the simulator and you can reach the pedals, you can take part in this tournament. First of all, thanks to Thrustmaster for sponsoring this event, and along with Gamers, who we are collaborating with, and Gaming Malta, and all obviously Gamers sponsors as well. Without the sponsors we cannot do anything. Same for us and same for Gamers, because with the help of sponsors we do all that we are doing right now.
Definitely thanks to Thrustmaster, as you well said. Over here you can see what the final winner of this challenge we're going to have during this weekend at the Esports Festival can win is the Thrustmaster TSXW here. Here is the wheel, and on the side of Justin there are the pedals. Great looking product, great feeling product, because obviously we tried also the product and it's good. With a nice Sparco Alcantara steering, so
it's all compared to real life. The steering wheel, especially the steering wheel, is all coming from the parts made for real cars. So yes, so basically we're going to be at the Go Malta Esports Festival 2018 at the MFCC from the 7th till the 9th December, and we're going to do a tournament with a little bit of twists. You know, it's not a normal tournament. Why? First of all, we're going to use GTE cars, and we have the Ferrari, Aston Martin, BMW, Corvette, and the Porsche. So each simulator we're going to be having its own car. We're going to have 5 simulators obviously, and for each simulator we're going to have a car. Now there will be a practice session on Friday. We will publish the schedule exactly, the program,
with all the exact timings very soon. So the practice session will be held during Friday. Obviously enough, there is already interest in this challenge, so we'll be keeping updated, and we'll see the increase in participation, because we are sure also that on the day and on the weekend we will have more people joining this tournament. But as Justin is well saying, on Friday we're going with a practice session for all those wanting to practice. Then we start obviously with qualifiers on Saturday.
And we can say that we already have more than 3 groups of 5, so we have a good number of people already where we can do the qualifiers. And
we have almost 4 groups. So.
Yes, almost 4 groups in fact, exactly. And as the Gamers administration said also, that people from there and spectators will come and join us in this tournament. Obviously don't keep it for late. You cannot come on Saturday. If we finished from the qualifiers, you cannot join in. We will have plenty of time for other people to, if they don't want to join the competition, to just have an experience on our simulators. So between the championship we'll have sort of breaks where people can come and try the simulators and the Thrustmaster steering wheels. In fact, all the Thrustmaster steering wheels are the same, with that product is the TSXW Sparco mod steering wheel. All of them are the same, because we believe that we don't need to, we wanted everything fair, and the same simulators, the same computers, and the same steering wheels. There's nothing different between each simulator and the other. Now coming to the cars are all in the same level, but there are some cars are good in corners, some cars are good in straight. We have balanced them as much as possible. Setups are closed, they are not open, they are default. As in, I'm not default, they are you cannot change anything as long as just the fuel. So no, there are no changes, even especially for those who are experienced in simulation, and those who are not. It might not be fair. Actually, it will not be fair to the others to not knowing how to set up, and the other driver knows how to set up.
So that's why we keep that basic setup for everybody. And as Justin is saying also, the choice of simulator and car, because as earlier said by Justin, each simulator will be combined to one of the particular cars from the 5 cars we're going to use. Obviously enough, the names will be chosen by a ballot, so that we don't have like, I want to drive the Ferrari, I want to drive the Corvette. No, there is a ballot. You choose your simulator number, which will be obviously combined to that particular car on the simulator. Like that, it's fair with everybody, and we can definitely have a great time, and everybody will have equal opportunities.
Yes, I mean, as I said, the cars has been tested. I spent a lot of hours testing the cars in different tracks, because we're going to use different tracks. So yes, we will have the different cars in each simulator. You will be randomly choosing, as Adrian said, a ballot, and then depending on which simulator or which car comes up, it is your car to do the practice session and qualifying as well. So we need to check. We're not sure yet about the part where when we're going to do the eliminations.
Actually,
changing the cars
we
again.
are definitely sure on that. The cars will be changed.
Yeah.
Because obviously enough people, we might have people that have qualified and they would have gone on the same simulator, so they would have driven the same car.
Yeah.
So yes, for the eliminations, the ballot system will keep on going. Obviously enough, the structure of the eliminations is we have the structure, which is actually having 5 drivers driving against each other, and obviously enough, then they will be chosen one driver. For example, I'm just going to give an example. If we end up with the finals of 5 groups of 5 people, each group of 5 people who race against each other, the winner of that particular race then obviously will race in the next bracket. So it's going to be like a bracket system, and it's the same system going down to the final, so that we're going to have a final between 5 drivers. So that's actually the whole structure, how it's going to work. Obviously enough, right now the structure, we have it, but we cannot say, listen, at 10 o'clock we're going to have 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, because obviously enough, till now we're still receiving registrations. But that's the basic structure we're going to use for this particular event and particular challenge.
Yes, so obviously we will be setting up the amount of training time, practice time for each driver, depending, as we said already, depending on how many participants we will have. We set an amount of time for practice, and then we start qualifying. Everybody is going to practice the same amount of time. Everything is fair. We have no preference to anybody. We were always clear on this. Obviously we know certain drivers who are coming, but it doesn't mean that because we know the driver, it means that we're going to give him an advantage on you. So everybody is going to see the ballot system. They're going to pick them live online. We're going to do a race briefing as well, especially for those beginners. We are going to accept everyone to, as I said before, as long as they can sit properly and reach the pedals on the simulator, and everything's going to be live. There's no preference at all. It's going to be the fairest possible, and that's basically it. So
we're gonna be watching also the races, so not everybody can race as he likes and pleases, so we're gonna give particular penalties also during the races, so it's fair with everybody. We're giving equal opportunities to everybody, but as Justin well said, but we didn't elaborate on that, also during the whole 3 days there will be sessions for those that want to come and have fun, and obviously enough look into sim racing. What is sim racing? What is the feeling? What such products like we have here feel like, you know what I mean? So obviously enough, we know that sim racing is growing. People are obviously getting more interested, because obviously we have people contacting us, how can we come into this, and so on and so forth. So definitely the interest is there. We will be there. We will have these sessions even to try the great products we're gonna have. Thrustmaster, obviously our main sponsor for this particular event, but also the rigs, thanks to GT Omega Racing. PCs running also.
Yes, for those who do not know us, and
that's what happens during live.
Yeah, and we've been practicing and still. That's why we love this, because it's live, and whatever happens, it's live. Yes, just for those who just joined us now, Adrian is going to get stuck. Is an official and licensed steward in real life motorsport. So it's not a joke. We're not just going to monitor the race and listen. That one, let's give him a penalty. 5 seconds or 10?
Oh, we'll see.
20. Yeah. I mean, he's an official and licensed simulator, I was going to say, steward, and yes, he will be the race director, the race control, and obviously I will be also helping him in certain decisions if I have the time, because in fact we're going into this
somewhere.
Yes, I will be taking care of the broadcasting, and hopefully nothing happens in the technical part and technical side of the simulators, but yes. Coming to what I was going to say is that if anyone is interested in getting to know how behind the scenes work in World Pro Racing, and you want to give us a helping hand, we need your help. Not only just we need help, we want to give you experience in for a future career with us. We need people who can help us in the broadcasting, who help myself in broadcasting, because I have plenty of things to do. I have the controlling of the server, controlling of penalties, controlling of the broadcasting, audio mixing, many things.
It's a whole broadcast setup. So definitely anybody that would like to start such experiences, you know what I mean, broadcast also on sim racing and virtual esports. So it's the right opportunity to come and give a helping hand and look at what we do, and start gaining more knowledge on something that you like, and possibly you can take as a even future job, because
yes,
esports is growing, and
esports is growing. We are growing. I mean,
that's right.
For those again who do not know us, we are known worldwide. One of the reasons why we had to come up with a brand, an international brand, as World Pro Racing, because we have people racing with us. I'm not saying from every country in the world, but we have quite a lot of.
Look, we managed to cross the globe. So from
Adrian is the person in charge of marketing, and he knows statistics on how many people we have. And luckily enough, we didn't expect to have certain countries interested in our events, and since we have launched our grip championship again, we already have a full server, and we're opening for the second division of this championship. So keep applying,
and this is like
to the grip championship. This in one day. I mean, when we launched, we launched in the evening, and then the next day,
boom,
first division already booked. I mean, not the first division. A division is already sealed, because we don't know yet how the times are going to be.
Division is sealed, and we started the second division.
What we can mention
second
that
server.
Kevin Siggy, who applied already to this championship, is already on top with a good time. So
yeah, sure.
And we have Haniel Sapti joining as well. We have good.
We're gonna have drivers. Some good drivers. Yeah, definitely joining this.
Many Italian drivers.
Yep.
Drivers who race in the real grip.
That's right.
Drivers from Israel, obviously, from where grip is coming from.
South Africa,
many places.
UK, anyways, you know, we're gonna stay mentioning France, Netherlands.
10 hours later.
10 hours.
And Malta.
Actually, Malta, obviously enough.
Malta is the highest percentage that we have in our viewers.
But from our views, it's like Malta giving like 27%. But I'm impressed actually which countries we managed to reach. This is all the statistics available on our Facebooks. Hani Al-Sabti is coming. No, he's actually not coming to the GT Challenge, but he's gonna be part of the
Grip
Championship, which is an online championship. So.
We had a question by one of the interested participants about the mod and the cars. Unfortunately, people have to come there and compete there. There are people who do not have a simulator at home, or maybe they don't have the platform, and we don't need to give an advantage. I know that if you know it by Friday at the place, then you go home and you practice. But at least people who will come there and they find the track there and the cars there. We mentioned already the cars. They are GTE cars, and we're going to have 3 different tracks. One for practice and qualifying, and then we have another track for eliminations, and another track
for the finals.
And just for you to know, the tracks are not going to be sunny all throughout the races. There are going to be challenges, there's going to be night, there's going to be rain, there's going to be low temperature. Why? Because we're using rFactor 2. rFactor 2 is a very well-known simulation, especially for physics and real-time weather, day and night transitions, rain, and many other things. So thanks to Marcel, who believes a lot in World Pro Racing, and yes, we've been saying it a lot, that we were going to start using rFactor 2, and finally we're going to start with we're not going to say a huge tournament, but yes, it's the
biggest actually tournament done offline in Malta till now. So exactly. Definitely it's going to be a great challenge and fun for everybody.
Yes. Another thing is that the steering wheels must remain the same when it comes to the pedals, force feedback and stuff like that. We're not going to put it. I mean, it's not hard like an OSW, obviously, because an OSW is very, very strong, and we don't want any preference to...
it's not hard like a direct drive.
A direct drive, I mean OSW, a direct drive, yes.
But definitely this product can give you a great feeling of a car.
Yes, of course. But for those young ones who think that the steering wheel is very hard and you cannot control it, if something like that, or a young driver who is, I mean, if they are very young, they're not going to sit on the simulator and reach the pedals. Although our simulators are reclinable, still, if you cannot reach the pedals, you cannot participate, because you end up resting on the steering wheel and you make damage to the steering wheel. So yes, so we're going to use rFactor 2 with plenty of stuff happening during the race. We're going to have small races in the eliminations, and then we keep going until we have the final race, which will be a longer race, the longest from all eliminations and practice. And obviously it's going to be a very good final. I'm sure, final. Yes, a challenging final, because I know people who are coming, I know people who never took part in our events, and they are coming, and I know they're good. So yeah,
it's going to be fun for sure. Thanks obviously enough to Gamers for giving us this opportunity, and obviously enough it's going to be a wider collaboration with Gamers than just this Esports festival. So would like to thank them from here for taking us on board, for believing in us, and for obviously supporting us in other ways. Yes. We're gonna have Gamers very soon, I think.
Yes.
Giving more information about the Esports Festival.
Hopefully this week, Gamers will be coming into our studios to explain more into detail for all the interested participants and those who already registered for the tournaments happening in Gamers event in the Malta Esports Festival 2018, and they will be here presenting you all the information and taking any questions from you, and the answer in any way they can about this event. So yes, basically that's about it about the Thrustmaster GT Tournament. If you have any questions, feel free to send them on Messenger, on our Facebook page, and also on our social media platforms, where we can help you in any way we can. You can follow us on YouTube, World Pro Racing, on Twitch, on Twitter, on Instagram. We are on all social media, on all the most popular social media, where we can help anyone. And stay tuned, make sure that you follow our pages, especially the YouTube channels and Twitch channels, because you might miss a good opportunity if you're not following us. And make sure that you get notified on all our live streams.
That's right.
Excuse me, I'm still a bit sick from last week.
Actually, you got worse and now you got better. So
yeah.
So let's
So
look
if you have
from the bright side of it.
Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Adrian is taking care of the YouTube, Facebook channels. We are also live on gamers.com.mt, on Sim Racing Malta, and World Pro Racing, and also Thrustmaster is following us on this event. Thanks to them again for believing in us.
Yes.
Because we can say that we are operating from Malta, but we're doing a good job, as that's what they're saying, about World Pro Racing and the sim racing world. This is just the beginning, I can say, Adrian. We cannot say much, but we have many announcements coming in. We have plenty of races coming in 2019.
More announcements, more opportunities.
More announcements for 2020.
Yes, that's right.
So yes, it's
more announcements for 2018. So
yeah, yes. So
it's we're keeping very busy. Actually, we're working very late to get all this together. But as we said, we're doing it in the right way, and we're happy to receive very positive feedback. So that is where we want to arrive. Our targets are getting reached. So, Justin, what is our next
yes, we have
subject?
Tomorrow, for those who are interested in our special events that we do every month. Tomorrow we have a very challenging race in Bathurst in Australia with the V8 cars, and there are plenty of drivers. I have seen that not everyone who registered is doing any practice anymore, so make sure that if you're not joining, please let us know, because obviously we have commentators, service, and obviously we don't need to lose any of other people's time, and obviously our time as well, because we stay away from our family, and then you end up not racing because you don't feel like it, and we end up here watching each other.
That's why we say, that's actually why we say, please make sure that you are please make sure that you are sure you're gonna race on that day. We say that, I know that people, some things can crop up for them, obviously unforeseen circumstances, but please, when you register, make sure that you commit to what you register for, to the race you register for. That is one simple thing, one word: being professional. So we look at that, obviously enough. We thank all those that always supported us and raced in our races. So
especially newcomers who joined recently and they are still joining, such as Greece, the team Greece, Team Israel, and also the South Africans. So yes,
the teams from Italy.
The teams from Italy, Morning Stars. In fact, some of the Morning Stars drivers already registered to the Grip Championship. It's good to have people appreciate what we do, and yes, that keeps us going. And
definitely, I would like to thank also our sponsors.
Definitely,
because without them, we won't be here. So I would like to thank GT Omega, Gaming Malta, Rich Energy for this particular event, Thrustmaster, and also all other previous supporters and present supporters that believed in us since day one, such as Continental Cars Limited, Garmin, Praga, Chevron Creative Solutions, Melita, Goliath Coatings, Virtual Car Racing Engineer, Textor, and I hope I didn't forget anybody.
Sorry,
but all those that even supported us personally during this journey of the last few months is the beginning of a journey to a very long one and very interesting one and exciting one with World Pro Racing.
As we said, we have many more events coming up. Tomorrow is the V8 racing at Bathurst, so if you want to join, go onto our website worldproracing.com. There's the post of the V8s at Bathurst. It's not an easy track, so we're going to expect a lot of damages. I will be sending an email to everyone to make sure that the first lap is not the last lap and the first corner is
not a do or die situation.
Exactly. So make sure that
in your practice,
Adrian can tell you more since he's the live steward.
Do take practice as practice. Do take practice. Obviously enough you already practiced this track. When you practice, listen, don't go to your full. Get used to the track. Don't forget, temperatures need to rise. Temperature of your tires, temperature of the track, that will change obviously enough the situation and the grip on track. So take it easy. As practice time passes, obviously enough, make it better and better your driving line, but don't go just all out on your first lap, because definitely that will make you hurt, especially in the track we have tomorrow, which is Bathurst.
Obviously it's going to be live as usual and commentated by our usual commentators, if I'm not mistaken. Joshua Penny is going to be our commentator. He gets excited. I'm sure he's going to get excited in this challenge. I hope that everyone joins, because it's going to be an interesting one. We had some cancellations, not sure yet, with regards to internet connection problems and work problems, which we cannot obviously have to allow them. Obviously work comes first so far, until we get people working full-time on sim racing and having drivers working full-time, but so far
it's good to say that we have some discussions with people across not across Europe. It's a guy from Europe, obviously, very much involved in esports, and as Justin is saying, we're heading there. But let's be clear, all professional esport drivers, especially sim racing drivers, we had a discussion, and obviously enough, there are not yet any wages, any decent wages, but it's like a very small remuneration for their performance. Yes, exactly. You know what I mean? And so that is the picture happening right now currently in Europe, but obviously the picture can change. There are budgets available, but budgets obviously have to be managed in the right way to get such sim racers into a certain level in the right way and the right paths. So that is something definitely interesting.
And
in the sim racing
we're working a lot with other companies, we can say, to make the sim racing in a better level and in the appropriate way, not just by racing and having fun and that's it. I mean, World Pro Racing sometimes it's against us, and people tell us a lot, listen, you are targeting professional drivers only, and that is not correct. We are targeting everybody and we're leading them to become professionals. Now if you want to stay fun and just enjoy it, yes, you can do and join our casual races and the special events, but if you want to go into the next level of racing, then we have those races for you. So that's basically it. Just a recap about the
even our presence next week during Sigma, maybe.
Yes, exactly. Thanks for reminding me, Adrian. Next week we're going to be at the KPMG Summit.
Yeah.
And next day it starts the next day. Right. We are going to be present at the Sigma conference, and I will be talking about esports and how World Pro Racing at that time was sim racing Malta. It was born in Malta, we can say it's an esport coming to a business, and yeah, we're going to talk about it from where we got started till where we are now. It was not easy.
No,
it was hard. We went through difficult phases. So and that's how it makes us.
It's been a bumpy ride, but that's made us stronger, and it's still making us stronger to achieve our targets and our beliefs.
Check if there are any questions, because
I don't see any questions as yet on the live stream, so yeah, that is good. That makes me actually.
Everyone is understanding everything.
Yeah, everybody's understanding, but it's good that we explain in the right way.
We are explaining.
So that is very positive for us that people understand, and we don't have so much questions. So that means, listen, we're on the right track and giving the right explanations.
So just a recap of what we said for those who just joined us now. On the 7th, 8th, and 9th December, we're going to organize the Thrustmaster GT Tournament, which involves 5 cars and 5 simulators. Each simulator will have its own car. So we had a Ferrari, Aston Martin, Porsche, BMW and Corvette. They are all similar to each other. They have been set up in a good way for everyone. So even for beginners, in aspect of grip and everything. I have tested them well in very harsh driving style, and cars keeps on track, but still doesn't mean that you can like turn a corner with 300 kilometers per hour.
It's actually the setup which gives you the nearest feeling to what you feel in a car on track. So listen, Justin is saying it's grippy. Okay, it's like they're all on the same level of grip, but it doesn't mean that you can just go, as Justin is saying, in certain platforms or arcade games, let's put it that way, at 200 kilometers an hour in a corner. So it's there, it's simulation, so we're not talking arcade, it's simulation. So it's you need to, obviously enough, make your best out of it and take knowledge, even by us, by Justin, how you can tackle a track, especially for the beginners, and we'll give them the time, we'll explain to them if we have certain time, but obviously in the future they're going to have the opportunity to be explained more and more.
Exactly. And so we're going to have 5 different cars, 1 different car on each simulator, and we're going to start with a practice session for everyone, so that you get the feel and the hang of the simulator, the steering wheel position and the car. There will be what's it called?
A ballot.
A ballot where you will pick randomly paper, which there will be the name of the simulator with the car. We will do a ballot even for the qualification, eliminations and the final race. So it will be fair with everyone. As I said, the cars are the same, but there might be cars good in corners, there might be cars good in straight lines, straight line speed and many other things. So there's a different side, a good part in one car but a bad side on the other car, and even on that car and on the other there are some changes, but
globally as a car on the track they perform the same as times, you know.
I can tell you myself, I tested the cars in the same way, in the same driving style, and I did the same time on each car. And obviously I didn't do my best time. I just tested the car in a certain way, and even in more aggressive than I should be, just to know exactly the handling of the car, and they are well. So the setups are not going to allow you to do any modifications, only the fuel. So if you're going to have a 5-lap race, you can set the fuel for 5.5 laps or 6 laps. That's it, no other changes. Tires you can change, yes, soft, medium or hard, and the fuel, that's it. So we are going to have practice for everyone, qualifying for everyone, then we start picking the drivers randomly, and then we start doing eliminations until on Sunday we do continue with the eliminations, and finally the last race will be the final against the 5 top drivers of the champion of the tournament.
So I make also the recap. All 5 simulators will be set up the same, 5 GT Omega rigs, 5 Thrustmaster TSXWs, which is the same steering. The winner of this challenge will be winning, the one we have here with the Sparco mod on it, so Sparco steering mod on it. So this is what you will be driving on, the same, the pedals on Justin's side, and this is the winner's steering and pedals. TSXW, thanks to Thrustmaster that obviously sponsored us and is supporting us for this tournament.
Provided us the steering wheels as well for the simulators and gave us the prize. So you're going to actually fully test the simulator, the steering wheel and the pedals, and then finally the winner will going to take this steering wheel as well. Mind you, the steering wheel of the winner is not going to be used in the simulators. It's brand new. Okay, just to clarify things. So yes, practice, qualifying, eliminations, continuing eliminations even on Sunday if we have many drivers,
Yeah, that's right.
and until
We have the
late
winner.
in the evening we do the last and final race, which will be commentated as well, and that's basically it. We announce the winner of the first tournament in Malta that ever happened in sim racing. If you have any questions, always feel free to send us to justin@worldproracing.com or to adrian@worldproracing.com, or Messenger or YouTube or Twitter or
Send
Instagram.
us anywhere. So
Anywhere we can put
keep
you
in
up.
touch, ask us questions, whatever you want to ask, that's no problem. We're here to help you.
You can see the social media links, not links, the names of all our social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, World Pro Racing, Twitter. We have Twitch also, World Pro Racing. So there you go, you have them all. We're also live on all the social media platforms. We try to reach everyone as much as possible. We have mentioned also that tomorrow we have the V8 race at Bathurst on Assetto Corsa. So if you want to join, visit our website worldproracing.com, and you can see all the links there, and you can register up till today. But it's important, you have to practice. If you don't have time to practice before tomorrow's race, do not apply, because it's going to be a disaster if you don't practice on this track. Even the beginners who called me yesterday or yesterday before, listen, this track is hard. Yes, take it easy. Enjoy it, have fun. This, you can consider it as a practice, an enjoyable race. There's no prizes. It's more just to higher up your level and enter into the professional world. There are good drivers also participating. Hopefully all the drivers or most of the drivers will join the race, so it will be a very interesting one, as usual. All of our races are. Before I continue, I just want to remind you about the Thrustmaster GT Tournament, that if there are any people who would like to be part of our team in organizing the GT tournament, we need people who can help myself as well in the broadcasting and server setup. The setup is already done, but configuring yellow flags or blue flag, whatever it needs to be done, drive-throughs, penalties. Obviously I have only 2 hands and 10 fingers. I cannot, if I was an octopus, a double octopus at least, I would manage everything
but you
myself.
can use still your chin, your nose.
Yes, yeah. So even not just to help us, because we need help, this is only also for you to get experience into a behind the scenes in an esports tournament. We do it to the top professional as possible, as most of the people who know us. We always organize events in a professional way, and still it's not as we would like it, but from the available equipment that we have, we do it out of the best that we can.
So,
questions maybe?
I don't have any questions.
No.
So we are good tutors, good lecturers. We managed to convey the right message, convey all information. But before we leave,
The Grip Championship.
we need remind them. We already went through a short brief that we have the Grip Championship. Qualifications are open. Definitely it's an interesting championship to be in. So qualifications are open till the 20th of December, if I'm not mistaken. Then obviously enough, we're gonna have the full season made out of 6 races, 5 of which we already published, and the final race will be a special track that we will be giving information just a week before approximately a week before the final race, so that it will be like equal opportunity for everybody, because some people might just go and have more practice on that.
Yes,
so
yes.
like this, everybody will get to know it in the last week approximately, and obviously enough, then we see from
You
there.
can visit our website for the Grip Championship if you want, worldproracing.com. There's the Grip on top of the menu bars. There's the championships, go to Grip. There's the rules, the fee, the server information and everything. Make sure to read the rules before first, and yes, you can join in. The server is open until the 20th of December. If there is more interested, we can extend it a bit more, and we are going also to or go live or post a poll for all those drivers who are participating to select their ideal day, so we can identify exactly.
We have actually pinpointed the approximate weeks
Yes.
where we're going to run the championship. Obviously enough, we're taking feedback from the drivers also. So thank you for giving us feedback and for obviously telling us what is good for everybody. But as Justin said, through the poll we understand which date during the week is fine for the majority or the weekend. So we're putting all days available, and we'll see through the poll which is obviously the most selected day, and we'll go for that during those weeks. So we're here not just to make it our way, but obviously to listen back and get feedback from you out there, from you sim racers that join our races and championships.
Without drivers, there's no World Pro Racing. So this is all because of you. Without the drivers, there's no studio, there's no racing, there's no nothing. So yes, thank you everyone who believes in us, and yes, without your cooperation and participation in our events, we can say that we can close and go and find another job and do something else. So the Grip Championship, we didn't remind them about the prize. Thanks to Tamir, the CEO of Grip, the winner of the Grip Championship will win a full testing day in Varano Trek in Italy, with the engineers, a full team behind you, working with you, and you will have a full testing day.
An amazing experience,
yes,
definitely.
Yes.
And this great car, because we have very good feedback on this car. We had feedback from the real drivers going into the virtual world, but even watching some races, it's actually exciting to watch the real races of this Grip Championship, and it's a great car, a great introduction to Formula racing. So even if you're interested, you can go in their website, which is www.grip, which is grip.com. Over there you have all information about the car, all information about possible testing, all information also about their championships, and registrations are open for the 2019 championships for those of you that would like to even possibly join that championship. So definitely amazing car, and it was fun watching some live footage and some raw footage actually from the real life races.
It's a very aggressive car. It's not. You cannot say it's an easy car, but it's not a hard car. It's in between.
It's actually the right introduction to Formula racing, guys.
Exactly.
I think let's put it this way.
And it's good to mention also it's with an Aprilia engine. Sure. But for more information, you can visit their website for more information about the car, the real championship, and also our championship.
So I think that's all for today.
Yes.
So thanks for being with us. As you can see, we gave you information about the Thrustmaster GT Tournament, brought to you by World Pro Racing together with gamers at the Go Malta Esports Festival from the 7th, 8th and 9th December.
At MFCC.
So at MFCC Ta'ali. So if you have any questions, we're there, social media, get in touch with us and we'll answer your questions. Keep on following us. As Justin said, we might have gamers also coming here to our studios to give you more information about the general esports festival, not just the GT World Pro Racing Sim Racing Tournament. So keep following us. Tomorrow, our next race, the V8s in Bathurst, and more to come. Thanks for being with us. Have a good night.
Good night.